2025 NASCAR season is just around the corner, and with it comes a wave of changes that fans and teams alike need to be aware of. From major driver shifts to team expansions and rebranding, the landscape of NASCAR is evolving rapidly. Let's dive into some of the most significant upgrades, starting with the Cup Series and Xfinity Series, where the driver lineup has seen some dramatic reshuffling. One of the biggest stories heading into 2025 is the dissolution of Stewart-Haas Racing, SHR, a powerhouse team that has been a staple in NASCAR for years. With SHR no longer in the picture, its drivers have scattered across the grid, creating a ripple effect throughout the Cup Series. Noah Gragson, a rising star, has landed with Front Row Motorsports, taking over the newly formed No for Ford. Gragson is expected to be a key figure in leading the team's future, alongside teammates Todd Gilliland in the No. 34 and Zane Smith in the No. 38. Front Row Motorsports is positioning itself for long-term success, and Gragson's addition could be a game-changer. Another major move is Chase Briscoe stepping into the No. 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing JGR, replacing the retiring Martin Truex Jr. This is arguably the most significant promotion of the offseason, as Briscoe now finds himself in one of the most competitive seats in the sport. The pressure will be on for Briscoe to deliver results in a car that has a storied history of success. Former SHR drivers have also found new homes. Cole Custer, who raced in the Xfinity Series last year, will make his return to the Cup Series with Haas factory team, driving the No. 41 car. While this isn't the same Stewart-Haas Racing team, it retains some of its core elements. Meanwhile, Ryan Preece has joined RFK Racing, taking over the newly formed No. 60 Ford. This marks RFK Racing's first expansion in years, signaling their ambition to grow and compete at a higher level. Spire Motorsports has also made waves, retaining Justin Haley in the No. 7 car and adding veteran Michael McDowell to the lineup. McDowell, a former Front Row Motorsports driver, brings experience and leadership to a team that's looking to establish itself as a consistent contender. Carson Hocevar will also be part of Spire's roster, rounding out a mix of youth and experience. Richard Childress Racing, RCR, has undergone significant changes as well. The No. 31 car is no more, replaced by the No. 10, which will be driven by Ty Dillon. Dillon's move to RCR isn't surprising, given the team's close ties with his family. Additionally, AJ Allmendinger will transition from part-time Cup and Xfinity Series duties to a full-time Cup driver, taking over the No. 16 car. Other notable changes include Ricky Stenhouse Jr. staying in the No. 47 car, but now under the Hayek banner, as the team has shifted ownership. Josh Berry, a former SHR driver, will take over the No. 21 car for Wood Brothers Racing, effectively serving as the fourth Penske car. Berry's promotion comes at the expense of Harrison Burton, who struggled to make an impact in the ride. Berry's performance last year showed promise, and he could help return the No. 21 to playoff contention. Riley Herbst will join the 3C Racing as the driver of the No. 35 Monster Energy Toyota, marking the team's third charter under Michael Jordan's ownership. Herbst has shown potential in the Xfinity Series, and this move to the Cup Series will be a true test of his abilities. Meanwhile, Cody Ware returns to the Cup Series in the No. 51 car, a ride backed by his father. Ware had some solid finishes last year, but this move feels like a step back for a team that seemed to be on the rise. One of the most exciting additions to the Cup Series is Shane Van Gisbergen, the New Zealand racing sensation who will drive the No. 88 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. The return of the iconic No. 88 to the Cup Series has fans buzzing, and Van Gisbergen's talent makes him a driver to watch in 2025. The Xfinity Series has also seen its fair share of changes. Haas factory team will field Sheldon Creed in the No. 00 car, while Sam Mayer moves from Junior Motorsports to drive the No. 41. Junior Motorsports, known for developing young talent, will introduce a new crop of drivers, including Carson Fapiel, who nearly won at Dover last year, and Connor Zilisch, a young fella many believe is the next big thing in NASCAR. As the 2025 season approaches, the NASCAR landscape is more dynamic than ever. From the dissolution of Stewart-Haas Racing to the emergence of new stars and the expansion of teams like RFK Racing and 23C Racing, the sport is undergoing a transformation. Fans can expect fierce competition, fresh rivalries, and plenty of storylines to follow throughout the year, whether it's the seasoned veterans making moves or the young guns looking to prove themselves. The 2025 NASCAR season promises to be one for the books. Kyle Larson remains in the No. 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, continuing his strong partnership with the team. Meanwhile, Sammy Smith will stay in the No. 8 car for Junior Motorsports, but with a nostalgic twist, the font for the number will revert to the classic Dale Earnhardt Jr. style, a nod to NASCAR's rich history. Over at College Racing, Daniel Dye will make the jump to the No. 10 car, offering a glimmer of hope for his career as he looks to ascend with the team. Christian X, who impressed in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, will move up to the No. 16 Chevrolet for College Racing, bringing youthful energy and potential to the team. Harrison Burton, who struggled in his previous Cup Series ride, will replace Hailie Deegan at AM Racing. For Burton, this is a chance to reset and rebuild his career. If he can outperform Deegan, it will be a step in the right direction for both him and the team. Joe Gibbs Racing JGR will field an all-star car in the No. 20, with Eric Almirola likely taking on a significant portion of the schedule. William Saulick will move up to the No. 18 Toyota, while Brandon Jones returns to JGR in the No. 19 after an underwhelming stint with Junior Motorsports. Nick Sanchez, a promising young driver, will take over the No. 48 car for Big Machine Racing, replacing the retired Parker Kligerman. Taylor Gray, another rising star, will also join the Xfinity Series, raising eyebrows and expectations as he looks to prove himself. Matt DiBenedetto will drive the No. 99 car for the newly formed Viking Motorsports team, marking a fresh start for the veteran driver. While drivers are making moves, the schedule itself has undergone significant changes, with new tracks and date shifts adding excitement to the 2025 season. The biggest addition to the Cup Series schedule is the race in Mexico, which will host the Father's Day weekend event for both the Cup and Xfinity Series. This marks a major step for NASCAR as it continues to explore international opportunities, something the sport has struggled to maintain long-term, especially at the Cup level. The clash at Bowman Gray Stadium also returns, bringing a grassroots feel to the season opener and keeping the event close to home for many in the industry. Date changes are plentiful, with several races being shuffled to create a more dynamic schedule. The early season will see a doubleheader at COTA, with the Truck Series race moved to the third event of the Cup season. Las Vegas and Miami will host triple headers later in the season, with Vegas as the fifth race and Miami as the sixth. Darlington has been moved off Mother's Day weekend and will now host only the Xfinity Series. As the eighth race of the year in April, the Mother's Day race will now be the traditional Spring Kansas weekend. Nashville has been moved earlier in the season, becoming a triple-header event right after the Coca-Cola 600. Michigan will slot in between Nashville and Mexico, while Pocono will follow the Mexico race in June. Atlanta will kick off the TNT portion of the coverage with a Saturday night race, the first of its kind for the season. The summer months will see Sonoma and Dover in mid-July. With Iowa moving to August, Watkins Glen returns to its pre-2024 spot on the schedule as a triple-header event. Daytona will once again serve as the regular season finale, with the Southern 500 opening the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Gateway will follow as the second playoff race, with the Xfinity Series replacing the Trucks as the companion series. New Hampshire will be the 30th race of the season and part of the playoffs, with the Truck Series joining the action. Talladega has been moved to the third to last weekend of the season, a controversial decision likely driven by TV preferences, as NASCAR aims to keep the race on NBC. The lower series, including the Xfinity and Truck Series, have also seen adjustments to their schedules, aligning with the Cup Series changes to create a cohesive and exciting season. With new tracks, fresh faces, and a reshuffled calendar, the 2025 NASCAR season promises to deliver thrilling moments and unforgettable storylines. Whether it's the veterans making moves or the young guns stepping up, the stage is set for a year of high-speed drama and competition. The 2025 NASCAR season is shaping up to be one of the most dynamic and exciting in recent memory, with a mix of new tracks, schedule changes, and fresh storylines that will keep fans on the edge of their seats. Let's break down some of the key updates and what to expect as the season unfolds. The Xfinity Series has three major changes to its schedule that stand out. Rockingham will host a race on Saturday of Easter weekend, headlining the lone-off weekend for the NASCAR Cup Series. This gives the Xfinity Series a chance to shine on its own, drawing attention to the historic track. Portland International Raceway will move to the Darlington weekend, meaning the Xfinity Series will race in Oregon while the Cup and Truck Series compete in South Carolina. Additionally, Gateway Motorsports Park will be a new addition to the Xfinity schedule, offering another exciting venue for the series. The Truck Series also sees some exciting updates. Rockingham will host a Friday night race ahead of the Xfinity Series event on Saturday, creating a doubleheader weekend. Lime Rock Park, a new addition to the Truck Series schedule, will race earlier in the day on the same weekend as the Saturday night Atlanta Cup race. The Trucks will also accompany the Cup Series to New Hampshire and will race on the Friday of the Roval weekend at Charlotte. These changes aim to keep the Truck Series relevant and engaging, with Marcus Smith and NASCAR working to elevate the series profile, while the playoff format remains largely unchanged for 2025. Rumors suggest significant adjustments could come in 2026. This will be something to watch throughout the season as drivers, teams, and fans react to the current format and speculate about future changes. TV coverage is also undergoing a shakeup. Fox will broadcast the first 12 points races, including the Clash and the All-Star race. 5 races, the Clash, Daytona, Atlanta, COTA, and Darlington, will air on Big Fox. With the rest on FS1, Fox will also add NASCAR coverage to its lineup, creating some head-to-head competition with NASCAR races. After Fox's portion of the season, Amazon Prime will take over for 5 races, followed by TNT for another 5, which will include the in-season tournament. This tournament is separate from the championship battle and is more about bragging rights. NBC will then cover the final 14 races, with 4 of them Daytona, Talladega, Martinsville, and the Phoenix finale airing on Big NBC. The rest will be on the USA Network. The broadcast booths will see some changes as well. Fox's booth remains the same with Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer. Amazon and NASCAR. This legal battle is expected to continue throughout 2025, with various proceedings and developments likely to emerge. While the details may not get too spicy, the case could have significant implications for the sport's future, with a resolution expected before the 2026 season. Practice and qualifying formats have also been adjusted for 2025. The Daytona 500 will feature a Wednesday practice session ahead of qualifying to address issues that have arisen in recent years due to limited track time. For most races, the top 3 series will have 25-minute group practices and single-round qualifying, with speed alone determining the starting order. Super speedways will retain their 2024 qualifying format, while short tracks will have the 50-minute practice sessions. Extended practice sessions will return for select races, including the Clash, Daytona, COTA, the All-Star race, Mexico, Indianapolis, and the finale for the Cup Series. The Xfinity and Truck Series will also have extended practices for key events. Smaller storylines to watch include Kyle Busch's ongoing winless streak, which has stretched to nearly 50 races, the longest of his career. On the flip side, Kyle Larson will attempt the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600 double again, weather permitting, in what promises to be one of the most hyped weekends in motorsports. The in-season tournament, crew chief shuffles at Joe Gibbs Racing, and the future of tracks like Auto Club Speedway and the Chicago Street Course will also be topics of discussion throughout the year.